Hello my fellow paint monsters, how's life? My name's Aga and this is Hungry for Paint, a channel about handmade watercolors. Today I'll be showing you paints from Dark Bee Watercolors, and I've been looking forward to reviewing these for quite a while now. I got my first 6 colors a good several months ago and I've been loving them ever since, and I've been looking for a good time to purchase some more so I could show you more colors because they were so great. I wanted to try out more of them and the time has come. Now I have 18 colors to show you. Liza has been incredibly generous. She sent me quite a lot of colors to try out and to play with, so I can show you a really wide range of what's available in the line of Dark Bee Watercolors. And I must tell you right away that Dark Bee Watercolors are some of my very favorites at the moment, and they have been for a while, because of the mood and the atmosphere they exude and how unique they are, and obviously they're just very good paints. But about that in a moment. First, packaging. It's quite epic and it's quite different from other brands. The wrapper that the tin comes in is black. There is a black wax seal with a bee. On each pan there is a sticker with a little dark bee printed on it. The pans are filled up nicely to the top. There are minimalist swatch cards inside the lid of the tin. In general, the whole experience is quite amazing, aesthetically speaking. This all looks very professional and there's a lot of personality to these paints. And also customer service is great. The communication is really good. You can always write to Liza, ask her questions. It was really good. Alright, on to the paints themselves. The first thing you notice about these is that the colors are quite unusual and some of them have an incredible texture. And while you can get a nice intense color from a single thick layer, I found that these watercolors absolutely shine when you layer them. When you put one layer on top of another, then you get the depth and intensity that's quite unbelievable. Soulfire on the first page is one of the best examples of that. Some other colors that offer interesting textures are Sangria, which must be some kind of an iron oxide, Vixen, and on the second page, Eclipse, Temptress, Mud, Tempest and Sea Serpent. And Eclipse and Mud truly are something special. They not only have a strong texture, but they also have a color separation. They're very deep. You could basically paint a whole painting using just one of them, and that would be enough. They offer an incredibly wide range of values, from very light to very, very intense and dark. One thing you do need to know, however, about these paints is that some of them have visible particles. In case of some colors it's more striking, like Eclipse or Mud. With others it's less noticeable, like Vixen for example, or Olive, or Pollen, or Regent. In others yet it's barely noticeable at all, but the only ones that are grain-free seem to be Mist, Fossil, Sangria, Viper and Biscotti. I would by no means say that these feel gritty. They don't feel gritty at all, but you might notice those particles in the paint, especially when you apply thicker layers of paint. Personally, it doesn't bother me at all, but of course you need to decide for yourself if it's going to be a problem for you or not. Some of those particles, especially when we talk about colors like Eclipse or Mud, are going to brush off the paper. There might be some marks on the paper where the particles were. They're not significant in my opinion, and they don't really alter the appearance of your artwork. Not really, but that's just my opinion. So here you need to be the judge. The good news is the body of color stays the same. You're not going to see a change in the tone. It's not going to get paler. Even if you rub it, only some particles from the surface might brush off. And another piece of good news is that most of these paints do not transfer, so even if you brush a piece of paper against your dried artwork, like when you're flipping through a sketchbook, most of these paints are not going to leave a trace on the paper. The only ones that might are Eclipse and Mud. It's probably worst with Mud. Temptress, but honestly I haven't seen a magenta-like color like the Temptress that wouldn't transfer. Tempest transfers a bit as well. Fossil, very slightly. Sangria, which is typical of iron oxides. And Vixen, a little bit, but it's a pretty light color and I think it shouldn't be a problem. Also, these paints move quite a lot in the water, they flow freely, so if you like paints that are more active, you're probably going to be pretty happy with these. Overall, I think these paints are very high quality, they're very well pigmented, they do not rub off, the colors are really unique. A lot of them you're not going to see anywhere else, like Soulfire, Eclipse, Mud. That's just a few of them, but these are some of my favorites. And the texture you get from Mud, that's absolutely insane. I just can't get over it, really. There's a tiny demonstration picture at the end of this video. I didn't film making it because it was just a doodle I did for fun. My kids were painting with their paints and I just sat with them and painted along with the Dark Bees. It's done on low quality watercolor paper. It was not supposed as a demo picture to show you, but when I started painting with Mud and when I saw what it does, I thought, oh, I have to show this to you. You need to see this. Amazing. So, these paints are available both in sets and as single pans. They come with strong magnets. And the prices vary from rather standard to a little higher than what's usual. I think the most expensive colors cost just above $11 for a half pan, so that's not cheap. But I feel that the price is justified. Obviously, a lot of work has gone into developing these colors and making them, and into the packaging and everything, so I don't feel they're particularly overpriced or anything. I'm going to leave the link to the shop in the description of this video, and that's all I wanted to show you today. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my future videos, leave a comment down below and visit Hungry for Paint. And if you like what I do, you can always support Hungry for Paint on Ko-fi. I hope to see you next week. Bye bye!